Hello, friends. Welcome to Magical Makeup with Christy. Tonight we are doing Deadpool. Lena is currently on the phone.
Yep, I'm here.
She's back. And I know we haven't been on in a couple of weeks. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, so I haven't been able to be on. Really probably shouldn't have come on tonight, but I was just kind of aching to do some makeup. Aching for some bacon.
I was thinking, are you aching? Yum, yum, yum. For some bacon. Yum, yum, yum. He's a big pig. Yum, yum. You can be a big pig too. Oi!
And that's exactly what I was thinking too. But we're doing Deadpool, which is why I'm wearing red. I am not taking my eye makeup off because the intent of this look is going to be face makeup around my eyes. Okay. So we'll see how
I am not doing makeup because I typically don't do makeup during the school year. I typically only do it over the summer, just because I'm just too mentally exhausted by the day, and it's like almost the end of the school year. But I didn't even realize it. Sam said that the colors for and I've never seen Deadpool, and Sam said the colors are red and black, and I'm wearing black.
Oh, there you go. It's themed.
And I want to say I am getting ready to retire this shirt.
Because it's too big. That's good.
Too big. I almost have no clothes left.
That's a good thing.
So I wore a shirt yesterday. Let me see. I have a side-by-side photo of it. So for those of you who don't know, I am on Weight Watchers. I've been doing Weight Watchers. I've done it 1,001 times, but I don't know what has clicked this time. But I have been
working out at the same time too, right?
I just started implementing working out fairly regularly in the last month or so. Hey, Timothy Rainwaters.
Hey, Timothy, welcome in.
But I have lost 42.4 pounds as of this morning. And I wore this picture is from a side by side yesterday and right before we left on Christmas vacation. So I think you can tell which is which.
Yes, definitely.
But I literally told Sam when I got home, I'm like, I have to retire this shirt because like I can fit a whole nother arm in this.
Don't get rid of it though. Not yet. Because what you can do is once you've reached your goal, you can hold up your old clothes, your new clothes, and you can see your accomplishments. I mean, you can see it in the pictures as you're taking pictures.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But, yeah.
But yeah, I am running out of clothes. I'm down to like rotating through like the same like 6 shirts because I'm like, every time I buy new clothes, like a month later, they don't fit.
Well, that's a good thing. No. I need to get back on that bandwagon because I've gained a little bit of weight, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And I cannot fit in a pair of shorts that I really want to fit in. So I've got to get on the losing weight train soon.
You look phenomenal.
Well, I would like to fit into the shorts. So, I mean, it's not a whole lot. It probably like 10 pounds I'd fit into it, I think.
Okay, so like one of the teachers yesterday was behind me when one of the other paras made a comment. She's like, "You're so tall," and I'm like,
talking about you. You are tall, aren't you? How tall are you?
I am. I'm 5'9.5".
Yeah,
and I kind of looked at her and I went, "Yeah, I'm 5'9". She goes, "Well, you look so much taller now that you're not so fat."
That's not a way to say it.
And I kind of was like, I said, "Excuse me?" And like I didn't hear it correctly.
That's not even like a backhanded.
And the teacher behind me was like you apparently to the other person was like, apparently you aren't being around other paras enough because that was like such a weirdly backhanded compliment.
That wasn't even a compliment. It's like a backhanded insult. A backhanded compliment would be saying something like, "Oh, you look really good now that you've lost some weight." A compliment would be like, You are doing so great. You look so good. It has nothing. There's no negative like
But
hidden.
I literally couldn't. And she said it around kids.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
cool gamer.
Is that you?
Cool gamer.
I think that's my son, or is it not?
I don't know.
I know he has a name similar to
a gamer name too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I was just like, okay. and then I think it's been a weird week for everybody because like I post one of the things that I post on Fridays like about my fitness journey on my channel, but like a lot of stuff I post on TikTok. My TikTok is almost all like weight loss stuff. Oh, thank you, Cool Gamer. Cool Gamer says you are all awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so obviously, you know, I've learned from Christy, you know, if you post on TikTok, you make it into a reel on Instagram and you post it on YouTube.
Yep.
So I posted like every once in a while, and it's when I remember to do it. I post a day in my life on Weight Watchers and I share the things that I eat. And one person's like, you need to keep the tomatoes and get rid of all the other processed food. Well, number one, in the clip with the tomatoes, it was also lettuce. So she didn't even mention keep the tomatoes and the lettuce. It was just keep the tomatoes.
Was it a girl or was it a guy? I thought that one was a guy.
That one, I think that one's a guy. I think it was a guy. So the guy said it. And then somebody else was like, leave her alone. Like, and then another one was like, ew, your nails are gross or something about my nails being grody. And Christy's like, she's a crafter. Like her nails are probably stained. Christy, we were talking about it backstage and she's like, I had to physically look for what she was talking about. Like you couldn't, like that day we had worked on craft projects at school for Mother's Day. So I think I had some paint on my nails.
Oh, so I thought I would mention, yeah, those comments were completely ridiculous and should not have even happened. I thought I would mention that if you have any suggestions on makeup looks, let me know in the chat because I'm having a hard time coming up with the ones that I really want to do. And this one was actually a suggestion from somebody on my Clapper. If you don't know what Clapper is, it is it's like TikTok, a lot like TikTok. It's growing super fast. I signed up a couple of months ago and I'm almost at 3,000 followers.
What's it called?
Clapper.
Like,
yep. And yeah, give me suggestions on looks. And so I can do them. And then also I am using this paint pod by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's really creamy. I love it. That's also something they had asked me to do is tutorials. I did tell them to check out my YouTube because I don't know that I can translate tutorials onto a 60-second video. I could try, but I don't think I can. All right.
Hey, Christy, send in private chat.
Okay.
But, and I don't know about where y'all are at. We are gearing up for the end of school. We have 13 and a half days as of now. And everyone's psycho. Kids are done. Teachers are done. I think we're just done. Today, like, literally, the classroom teacher I'm in was gone half day yesterday and all day today. So we had a sub. One of the students was already in trouble by 8:30. And I'm like, can I go home now? Elmo wants to go home, but he can't because he has another 8 hours. I said that to the sub because I know the sub, and the kids are like, that's a TikTok, I think. It's like, but you said it wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know I did.
Said it wrong.
Hey, Disney Mertz, I like the Skittle one where you
Okay.
choose lips, eyebrows, contour, etc. based on what Skittle color you pull out. Interesting.
What is it now?
It's the Skittle. He says I like the Skittle one. Sorry, I have a cough drop because my sinuses are draining.
Is this a Skittle TikTok thing? Is that what it's called?
Maybe it's a makeup challenge.
Oh.
You choose your lips, eyebrows, contour, etc. based on what Skittle colors you pull out. So I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, you would take like a bag of Skittles and dump them in, or just open the bag and pull out a Skittle color. Maybe this is, lip color and it's green.
Yeah, I've seen that. The first thing I thought of was making my face into a Skittle. I was like, I could do that. Or an M&M.
I like that too. That'd be fun for like a Halloween one. The Skittle one, this one's fun. I don't do correct. It's a makeup challenge. I'm feeling pretty good. Are you still at work, Nick, or are you home? I was doing the math today, and I figured out that when I have a trip in July, I have a client trip in July, and I have a client trip in September. When I get paid for the September trip in October, I will qualify for my cruise line international card, which means I can get my Disney discounts.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I will officially have to pay taxes on my travel agency. I'm happy and sad about that all at once.
Yeah.
Nathan Retta says, what's up, Christy's Corner? Hello, Nathan. Welcome in.
Hey, Nathan.
Hey, says, Geeking Out with Melly Mel says, hey, everyone. Hey, Christy and Lena.
Hello.
Mert says, I'm at an open house at a property I manage with nobody here, sitting in the living room watching y'all. Well, I hope that you have a comfortable seat.
He's saying an elevator?
A property.
Oh, why did I hear elevator?
Did I say elevator? I mean, 13 and a half days of school, anything could pop out of my mouth.
I don't, honestly, I just don't know. I think I said elevator.
Like I said, it's 13 and a half days left of school. I could literally say anything. Okay, you will find this insanely funny because I can now laugh about it, but when it happened, my first thought was, holy crap, I'm getting fired. So I've been trying different flavors of Celsius, the energy drink. And I was opening one at school, because this is like my cup. I love it. It's a color changing cup by Tell. I got it at Walmart, $10. And I filled it with ice because at the school has a huge ice machine. All the teachers can fill their cups with ice whenever they want. So I'm opening my Celsius and I'm pouring it into my cup. One of my students that I work with yells, Mrs. Hall's got a White Claw at school.
Uh-oh.
The other one of my students yells, Mrs. Hall wouldn't be drinking White Claw. Mrs. Hall would be drinking beer.
Oh, God.
One of the other students hollers, Mrs. Hall's drinking beer at school? I'm sitting here going, I'm getting fired today. I'm like, guys, it's a Celsius. It's an energy drink. And I'm thinking, you're fifth graders. How do you know what a White Claw is? So I'm telling the other para in fifth grade, coming in from recess about it. And I'm like, I seriously thought I was going to be fired. And she laughs as our principal walks by and goes, no, we're just going to hide him in his office. And she said his name and he turned around and then I had to tell the whole story. And he literally looks at us and goes, there's 19 and a half days of school left. I'm not going to question what's in your cups. And I'm like, okay, so to be clear, you don't care what we're drinking at school? I'm like, now this is a whole new ball game.
That's funny. Hey, Mel, welcome in.
So, but I was like, I am so getting fired today over the kids screaming that, one, I'm drinking White Claws at school, and then I wouldn't drink White Claws. I would drink beer.
For those of you that just came in, I am doing a Deadpool makeup look.
Based around her current eye makeup.
Yeah. I didn't want to do the eye makeup is usually what takes the longest. Unless I'm doing something crazy detailed.
Well,
Which I guess technically I kind of am.
good.
Did you bring that in the living room?
Commentary from Christy's family.
Yeah. They're in the kitchen talking to each other.
So, but yeah. It seems like pretty much every day something is happening, and I'm going, yeah, today's the day I'm getting fired. Great.
No, I know.
Then on last week, I was on lunch, and the students were outside. They were at recess. And I get a text message. You need to come outside. And I'm like, okay. So I go outside. They're like, did you know your student got hurt? He's in the office. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So I went to the office. And like, the kid was in tears. And I'm like, what happened? I tripped over so-and-so's foot, and I think I re-broke my collarbone.
Oh, great.
Okay. Looked at the nurse, because, and the main teacher she's like, so teacher went to go pack his bag, get all this stuff together. You need to go find the student's Lexile book so that he knows what it is, because the student said it's not in the classroom. And I said, okay. And so I looked at that student. I said, so why do you think you broke your collarbone again? And they said, well, last year when he broke it last year in PE. He's like, I felt the same. I felt it pop. And I'm like, ooh. I'm like, okay, I'll go get your Lexile and I'll be back. Sure enough. So mom comes to pick up the student, and we're like, okay, probably won't see you the rest of the day. So mom brings student to the auditorium because we were practicing for their concert. And mom said, yep, they broke their collarbone 1 inch from where they broke it last year.
What?
1 inch from where they broke it. Mom said that if they had broken it any closer to that original break, he would have had to go in for surgery.
Oh.
So today, and so it's been a fight for him because he's in a brace, and then he also has to be in a sling to try to keep it not moving. Well, he was complaining that it hurt and it bothered his shoulder and whatnot. So mom's like, you have permission for him, if he's sitting down, not to have the sling on. Well, I don't know if he wasn't messing around, but he had his sling off, and all of a sudden during learning block 2, the math teacher's like, are you okay? And I look up, and he's like white, like pure white. He's like, I felt my collarbone move. And I'm like, whoa, all right. He's like, I think I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, okay. So the teacher runs to grab the trash can. I'm like, okay, get your sling. Let's get your sling on you. Let's go down to the nurse. And I'm thinking, here we go. Here we go. Like, can today be any worse? And I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't have been thinking that.
Mm-mm. I am still using the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream pot. In case anyone was wondering.
There's Sam. Hi.
What's Sam doing?
Putting his phone on charge. Sam has his charger at work, and my light that I have right here is actually a wireless charging base, and so he just has been charging his phone on the wireless base, and he was playing a game and his phone was starting to run down, and so he was gonna just let it charge. I'm like, why don't you just take my charger into your room for a while? I'm not using it. If I need to charge, I can stick mine on the charging pod.
Yeah.
So, Mel, I am still using my candle from the Golden Egg Swap.
They stopped all that stomping over there. Right now, I'm just tracing the outline of the mask.
What mask are you doing?
Deadpool.
I don't know, Mel. I don't know if he did or not. He never said if he was going to.
I bet they would replace it.
This was the charm that came in it. It's really pretty. It's a little golden egg.
Oh,
And I was really excited because I can actually, this is the chain that it came with, and I can actually wear it. I'm a standard one-size-fits-all chain girl now.
Okay. I think I am now going to switch to red. And I'm going to use my Graptovine red, I think. Probably because I didn't bring any foundation to use the other brand. So I think I'm stuck with the Graptovine. My sponge is already damp because I did that earlier, just in case.
Like, that's actually impressive because typically that's the thing Christy forgets to do.
Well, I brought a little thing of water.
We are 55 days from vacation.
I don't want to think about how far away I am from my next trip.
I had my phone sitting on my table and I was helping a student with something. They're like, what's in 55 days, Mrs. Hall? And I said, why don't we go back to Disney? And they're like, you sure go to Disney a lot. I'm like, yeah, that's okay though.
I want to.
I'm like, I don't have kids, so I don't have that expense. They're like, well, can you adopt me? And I'm like, no.
No, I rather like my life of travel.
Now, don't get me wrong. Would love to have one of my babies, but since it's not in the cards, I'm actually not even a glorified babysitter because I make less than babysitters make. Babysitters in our area make $15 an hour. I make $9.25.
Yo.
And I'm yelled at, spit on, and kicked.
Why do they make so much?
That's the going rate for babysitters anymore. They're expensive. And I think back to when I was in high school and I made $2 an hour babysitting. But then I had she fed me really well. But still, even with food, I made nowhere near $15 an hour.
I kind of need to color my ear, but I don't think I'm going to. Did you hear him?
It was your son, right?
Yes.
I knew it. I'm like, that's her kid. Just because it said, I deal with 5th grade boys.
Well, he's an 8th grade boy.
You're acting like one of my 5th graders, dude. Stop. I felt so bad today. Literally all morning I'm with 5th grade, and you start to they won't listen, they won't do, and you're like, nah! And then I go straight from them into working the lunch shift with 4th and 5th, and I go straight from there to 1st grade. So by 1st grade, I'm a little gripey. And one of the 1st grader that I work with goes, Miss Lena, because I'm Miss Lena. I am Miss Lena in K through 2 because there's a 2nd grade teacher also named Mrs. Hall who was actually my 2nd grade teacher. So to keep confusion, I'm Miss Lena. So he goes, Miss Lena, and I said, what? And I'm like,
aww,
what? What do you need, bud? He's like, why are you angry? I said, Miss Lena works with 5th graders who don't listen very well. And so Miss Lena needs to kind of breathe for a minute. And he goes, do you just need me to follow you around and give you hugs all day? I'm like, yes.
oh my gosh,
what
that's
Miss
so
Lena
cute.
needs. Just follow Miss Lena around. And if you think Miss Lena's getting angry, you give her a hug.
That's adorable.
I'm like, the poor kid would just be nonstop hugging me because they're just like, one of our pairs actually isn't coming back next year because she continuously is getting kicked and poked and pinched.
By 1st and 2nd grader?
5th grader.
What?
Yep.
I've never been a kid person, so I never babysit or anything.
The way I got my baby, I wasn't looking for babysitting jobs. The people in the community were calling the high school counselor and saying, can you recommend someone to babysit? And she would call me to the office and say, hey, do you want to babysit? And I actually babysat for one family for my freshman through senior year.
Oh, nice.
So I started when she was the summer after she was in kindergarten.
I would never think to call the school and ask that, but that's a good idea.
Because you get the school counselor really kind of knows the personalities and stuff. So, and because their stipulations was they couldn't have somebody in sports because you never know when things are gonna get rescheduled. Even if you said, oh well, there's track on Thursdays, you never know when a track meet's gonna get canceled or rescheduled or whatnot.
Our guidance counselors didn't know us personally ever. I think I saw the guidance counselor twice.
I mean, but you probably grew up in a bigger school than I did.
I don't remember a graduating class, but I know it was over 100.
35.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Very,
My
very
graduating class is smaller than the 5th grade class as a whole that I work in. Downscale welcome in says, dang it, I saw the title of this hit reminder and it didn't remind me.
welcome
Make sure to check the settings because sometimes YouTube will cancel your reminder settings.
YouTube reminds me of my own live streams. I was like, why? Why?
I get email reminders of my own live streams as well.
So if you're just coming in, I'm currently using Craftabine water-based makeup to do the red. Hopefully this will not, it shouldn't. The Craftabine doesn't really stain your face like others do.
Oh, huh. And Geeking Out with My Mail says, my graduating class is small too. LOL. Class of 2002, 42 students. I'm class of 2006.
I was class of 2001.
And Sam was class of 2005.
And I want to say we had like 248 or something around there.
That's massive to me. And I think one of the reasons I didn't do well in college was I went from a class of like 35 students to a class of like 4,000.
Well, those are the freshman classes. Once you get into upperclassmen classes, you only have like anywhere between 15 to 30.
Well, there was only that many in my freshman classes as well, but overall there was like 3,000 freshmen. So I asked Christy, and she said it was okay because it's her live stream and not mine. I got into the Walt Disney World Marathon 5K through Run Disney, but just like last year, which was this year, I am going to run for Give Kids the World, and I have a fundraising goal of $100. And Christy said it was okay to pop my link into the chat. So if you feel like you would like to help me get to that goal of $100 for Give Kids the World, I would greatly appreciate it. If you didn't know, Give Kids the World is a resort in Florida. It's where Make-A-Wish trip kids who want to meet Mickey or go to SeaWorld or go to Universal or they want to learn about gators get to go and stay for 1 week. And 1 week is $6,000 for a family of 4. And it's an all-expense paid trip. They can go to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, or at whatever they want to do for that week. And they have food options and all kinds of stuff for the kids. And it is just an incredible place. Sam and I did the VIP tour of Night of a Million Lights on our Christmas trip, and I do have a video of that on our channel. So if you would like to give towards my fundraiser, the link is in the chat.
And this is usually for terminally ill children.
And no, it's Make-A-Wish is no longer for terminally ill children. It is for children with an incurable disease. So, like, I actually would have qualified as a child with epilepsy because epilepsy is not curable.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
It used to be just
It used to be for just terminally ill, but now it's for children with incurable diseases. So, like, maybe a child is super severely type 1 diabetic. They've been in and out of the hospital a lot, and they feel like a wish trip would lift their spirits. They will apply for them to be able to go on a trip. Downscale, even if you're going on a trip to Disney and you have an off day, you can volunteer for a 1-day volunteer basis. You can go to their website and you can do a 1-day volunteer. You just have to do, I think they have like background checks you have to do.
One of my best friends in middle school, through elementary school and middle school, died of cancer, and she was part of Give Kids the World.
So
back then. I don't know if it was called the same thing, but they did the same thing.
Yeah, Give Kids the World is incredible. They do so much. And families, like, they celebrate all different kinds of holidays while they're there, because they do have terminally ill children that are there. And so they celebrate Christmas, they celebrate Halloween, they celebrate birthdays, they celebrate Easter, they celebrate all kinds of different, and like they come back in the evenings and there's tons of gifts and like board games and things that they can do as families. And like maybe they said that like maybe the color white is really triggering for the child because they're so used to the white walls of a hospital. They will go in and repaint the interior of what they're, because they get literally a townhouse for a week. They will literally repaint it like in a really neutral, like light blue or light yellow, so that it is easier for the child to sleep. And the child whose trip it is gets the master bedroom. Everyone else gets a different bedroom.
Mhm.
I think they're going to do Night of a Million Lights again this year, but if they do, it will be the last Night of a Million Lights, because they started doing it in 2020 to keep fundraising while everything was shut down. They did it this last year in a couple areas that they still didn't have families staying in yet, but by this next year, they're hoping to have all of the houses filled. So if they do it this year, it will be the last year for it. So if they do it and you're going to be down in the Orlando area around the holidays, highly recommend going. It's really cool. It stopped raining. It's rained here for like last Friday. We were at our tornado sirens actually went off.
He was hailing here earlier.
Yeah, police car went right by the house. Normally they're going this way, but this time it was going that way. I had several people reach out thinking that we lived in Andover, but we don't. So, but we did have, like, the tornado siren went off Friday night, and like it was getting dark, and like I had the forethought to plug my phone in, but the tornado sirens went off, and Sam's like, go to the back room because it's farther back and whatnot. And I went to the back room, I grabbed Peaches and ran to the back room, but I was like, I don't feel safe in here. So I ran to the bathroom, and Sam came and goes, hey, are you in the bathroom? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, the sirens are still going off. He's like, we need to leave because it looks like it's forming right over the house. So I literally threw Peaches in a beach towel, rolled her up like a burrito, grabbed my phone, and got to the car, no shoes, in my nightgown.
Hey, that sounds like what I did this morning.
Yes, downscale it is. That's how a lot of our rural communities still have. And so we drove over to my parents and we went to my mom and dad's. And Peaches is like kind of sniffing around and whatnot. And no sooner had she kind of got a little settled, the sirens went off at mom and dad. So I scooped her back up, threw her back in the towel, rolled her up, and we ran to the car to drive to my grandma's, which is 2 blocks away, and she has a basement. And I've called mom because my mom had went over, and I'm like, Mom, unlock the front door. Sam and I are on the way over, and I have the cat. So we ran inside. My grandma uses a walker and wouldn't be able to get up and down the stairs. So mom had her situated in like a really contained hallway. And we ran downstairs, and like poor Peaches, like I had a death grip on that cat, like this. And she's like, meow, meow. And like, she'd look at me and look at Sam and look at me and look back at Sam and yell at Sam and look back at me. I was shaking so hard. Like, I was freaking out. And I'm like, I'm so glad that this was not during the school day because I don't know what I would do. And so when we got home, finally, the sirens went off here at 8:15, and there was a tornado 6 miles south of us that ended up being an F1. Hello, Nicole. Welcome in. And then and it went off about 8:15. And so by the time the sirens turned off in Marion, it was 8:55. So it was just about 45 minutes. And so we went up, we waited for a few minutes in the basement, and we went upstairs and got Mimi, which is what we call my grandma, resettled for her. And then she got to pet Peach. We let Peaches kind of relax a little bit. She did so good, though, by the way. She didn't pee or poop on me, so I was pretty impressed. Mimi pet Peaches, and we watched the weather, and we're like, okay, it literally has went past us. So we came home. We had grilled the night before on Thursday. It wasn't even windy enough, and we have a little $50 charcoal square grill. It didn't even blow it over. Literally did nothing. So thankfully we were okay. But the city of Andover, which is about an hour south of us, completely demolished it. And they had just gotten hit 5 years beforehand.
I meant to go over what I was using. So I used my eyeliner. Thanks, Nicole. Too Faced Better Than Sex to do these 2 lines here. And now I'm using, what brand is this? Super Pomade Whiteout to do the white tracings around my eyes.
Downscale says, Christy, looks incredible.
Thank you.
But yeah, Downscale, we live in Kansas. Oh, Nicole, that's awesome. You got a new phone. That's always exciting.
I'm getting this stuff all over my elbow.
Yes, Downscale, we are very well versed in wind.
What do you have coming up?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
On the channel or in general?
Yeah, on the channel.
Are you almost done?
No, but I thought I'd go ahead and ask.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to be done.
Okay. Let's see. What is coming? Let me pull up our Disney Universal trip videos just ended. So they have their own little playlist. It looks like what is coming up next is our Valentine's Day trip to Guthrie, Oklahoma. We went to a murder mystery dinner at the Stone Lion Inn. It's been featured on several Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures TV shows. So you can find it that way. It was really cool. Typically, the only people who get to go to the breakfast the following morning, because it is like a bed and breakfast, are those who are staying at the house, or they have some little cottages across the street. But they kind of tell the story and the history of the inn at that breakfast. And I just kind of asked, hey, how much would it cost us to come listen to the stories tomorrow morning? And the son, who is kind of taking over for his mom, because his mom was having some health issues at that time, goes, just come for breakfast, no charge. So we got to attend the breakfast the following morning as well. It was really fun. It was like a 6-course meal, and it was like a 20s flappers style theme, and so people were dressed up. It was really cool. Sam kind of found out about it late, so we didn't really have time to get costumes put together, but it was a lot of fun, and we would 100% do it again. So we have videos on that coming up and some room tours. And Sam did a Mountain Dew taste testing right around Super Bowl. And so we finally have that video coming up. Our trip announcement / trip overview is coming up. Some haul videos. And then starting in July, we will have our 4th of July trip starting.
Nice. Oh, so I'm using I'm using the maroon color of the same brand of paint, and it's just to kind of outline, give a little dimension. It's to blend it too. Mm-hmm.
Downskill says, valley, the wind is always out of control compared to the areas. It's a nightmare. I have to work outside. Spring tornadoes are pretty much, they can happen anytime. Like, they can even happen in the winter, but they seem to happen more in like the spring and the fall because of the shift in weather. So spring is just not one of my favorite times of year.
We get them more in the winter lately here for some reason. Past couple of years, they've been worse in the winter than they have in the spring. What you doing over there?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, there was something on my screen, and like it was like right in here on the screen, and it kept making me kind of like this weird beauty mark that kept moving. So I was trying to find it on my screen and scratch it off. I'm like, I'm really tired of this little beauty mark that isn't there.
I'm humming.
What?
I was humming.
Oh. I can't believe that it's almost 7 o'clock and it's still daylight outside.
Oh, I'm glad we went at 6 then.
Yep, it's 10 till 7.
Because I got a little bit of time left to do this. I like to have dimension. where I work is in the valley. The wind is always out of control compared to other areas just surrounding. It's a nightmare for me when I have to work outside for the website. But I manage. I'm sure it's way worse for you all, though. Tornado, yeah, it's pretty bad. It
Tons of
ain't fun.
They are not fun, let me tell you.
Mm-mm.
Peaches did get extra treats and an extra canned food when we got home because she was so good. Sorry, I'm starting to yawn.
That's okay. I was yawning earlier today while I was on the phone.
Okay, so every month I aim for the guests we get at work are not fun either. But surely not comparable to a tornado, but it is nearly all the time. Tornado speeds can be like over 100 miles per hour for an F1. So we were pretty lucky. We were pretty lucky.
We were chilling in our little tornado area about 2 weeks ago.
So my goal each month is usually 3% of my weight when I start that month. So for May, my goal was 8.2, and today I lost 4.4. So I think I'm like halfway through that goal.
Yep, sounds like it. Sounds like it.
I need to get some stuff and organize my makeup so I have it in like 1 or 2 spots, but I need to get it reorganized and like move it from my desk to like my dresser so I have space on my desk. I have some little piddly things that I want to do once school ends.
I do not have any space on my desk. It's a very small desk. I have to move my keyboard to bring my makeup in here. The good part about doing like half faces like this is that it doesn't have to be perfect because it's all ripped off and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then like in the next few weeks, you'll see a ton of TikToks with it on.
Yep. I'm not even done with my Spider-Man ones. I still have several to go with those. Same with the pumpkin ones.
Jan Skill says non-proportional. I need to stop spinning back and forth because I'm rocking myself to sleep. I have a very hard thing to decide coming up.
What's that?
What ears am I taking in July?
Oh, are you flying or driving?
We're driving.
Okay. I think I'm going to fly my next time down.
If I was going in next February, then I would fly. Obviously, because I'd be going by myself.
Yeah. Because you can't legally drive since you have epilepsy, right?
Yes and no. No, right now I cannot. I have to be 5 years in between seizures, and I had one in 2019 when Howard passed away. And so legally I had to report it to the state, and it's not like, it's for not only my safety but like other people on the road safety. So I have to wait 5 years and get reevaluated and all kinds of stuff. So like 19 to 20 was 1, 20 to 2021 was 2. I'm midway through year 3.
Is stressful situations bring them on?
Yeah. Mine are now what they categorize as stress induced. Overwhelming, like super stuff that's massively overwhelming.
Yeah, not just regular day stress.
Mm-hmm.
I get you.
Oh my ex was epileptic. It's really something I don't understand, but why? But I understand why it's important for us. Okay, so this is how I explain it to the kids I work with. A normal person's brain waves are like this. They're connected. They do what they're supposed to. Somebody with epilepsy, randomly, when they have a seizure, their brain waves go wired crazy and they go myonk, and they don't connect. So they have a seizure. It's almost like pushing a reset button, and then they'll kind of slowly go back into where they're supposed to go, and they're fine again. But it can happen at any point, like when my brother passed away in the house fire. That was really super stressful, seizure. And it took a little, different situations can cause the brain, links to, it takes different time frames to like kind of calm back down. Downscale says, I thought epilepsy was mostly due to light patterns and moving objects, hence driving bad. Some people are triggered by lights, like light patterns and flashing lights. It can be a stimulant, but just like a car flashing isn't going to set off my seizures. Mine aren't that bad, but maybe someone who has a more severe epileptic, police lights would set them off. And so it depends on the person. What is their trigger? I think it's mostly about driving at night, though, right? Nope. I'm a great night driver. It's literally just what is that person's trigger to have a seizure. Like, it's bright lights all of a sudden being introduced. No, for me, it's not. Mine is severely stressful situations. So, like, I know some people, like, a disco ball at a club will set them off. For me, it might give me a headache, but it's not going to make me have a seizure. I'm more likely to get a migraine. Somebody with epilepsy is more prone to migraines than others. Like, everyone can have a migraine, but people with epilepsy are more prone to them. And something I learned recently is that every time you have a migraine, it's similar to a mini stroke.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, I'm having little mini strokes at work. Right, that's how my ex was. She was sensitive to the flashing light things. Yeah. So, like, when I was younger, that was one of my stimuli, was flashing lights. And my, I totally forgot. Oh, yeah. Like, my classmates were really understanding about it because we went as a class on our field trip was to go play laser tag, and I could play laser tag. I just couldn't have all the flashing lights going, and they had to split us up half and half, and I wasn't going to play. I said, I can't play. I can't do the flashing lights in there. I have epilepsy. And like the students that I was going to be in there with, they're like, we don't need the flashing lights. We don't want Lena to miss out on participating. We don't have to have the lights on. So it was, I got to participate. So that was a lot of fun. Disco balls. I know some people are set up like by cop car lights because they flash. It depends on the person.
I'm getting close.
Okay.
I do got to go potty though.
Okay.
As soon as I'm done with the light around this section, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Yes, it is. It's a very painful looking like muscle tightening up thing. I really don't know, but when I saw her at her worst, it was definitely very unexplainable. It's very scary from a spectator would be the word. Observer's point of view, because there's literally nothing you can do to help until it's over. For me, my body wants to throw up. It's automatic. Once I regain consciousness, somebody better help me to a toilet or hand me a trash can or a towel because I'm gonna start puking. I don't know for other people if that's normal, but that's what my body does. It's like, nope, no food, nothing in your body. Nope, just start getting rid of it. The first seizure I had, I actually vaguely remember it. It's what they used to call a petit mal seizure. It's where like the person it looks like they're almost like just daydreaming. Like they're kind of unfocused, out of it a little bit. And what I know is like what my classmates told me later, because it happened at school. And what had happened?
What happened was
just this. The wind began to twitch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. The sin of witch to satisfy an itch went flying on a broomstick, thumbing for a hitch. And oh, what happened then was pitch. Sorry, I was a munchkin in the Wizard of Oz when we did it one of my years of high school drama. So that's like muscle memory. I don't know if day drinking equals epilepsy. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that one, downscale.
Oh, he's being funny.
But I was doing, what happened at recess was I actually got hit right here with a basketball. And I told this, I'm like, I'm fine, just kind of whacked me in the head. But I guess after that, I started doing really weird things. Like it was time for like spelling. And I started writing my spelling words in the margins of a library book.
Mm-mm.
I said daydreaming, not day drinking. Dreaming, like kind of being unfocused. I was writing my spelling words in the margins of the library book, and I remember the teacher pulling me in the hallway and getting in trouble. And she's like, you need to get out your notebook and write down your spelling words. So I got out one of those little like pocket-sized notebooks and started writing my spelling words in it. I got pulled into the hallway again, and I got in trouble. And obviously, once they realized that something was like the next day was like medically wrong, like they all thought it was a concussion at first. So like the teacher was like, oh, okay, like she wasn't really doing, like it wasn't something she was doing on purpose. Well, what triggered mom and dad to, like, they didn't notify the school that I got hurt. and that I was doing weird things. I played the trombone. My brother lived a block behind the school, and Mom and Dad had said, after school, go to your brother's house. Dad'll meet you there. So I walked from the school to there. Somehow I remembered that I was supposed to go to Howard's house. Dad's like, where's your trombone? I said, oh, I forgot it at school. And Dad's like, well, you need to go back and get it. So I literally walked back to school and walked back without my trombone. And Dad's like, where's your trombone? And I'm like, and Dad's like, fine, we'll go to the school. So I literally got out of the truck, walked into the school, and walked out without my trombone again. And Dad's like, Lena, what are you supposed to be getting? And I said something like ice cream or something random thing. And Dad's like, okay, there's something not right here. So it kept happening. Like these little random spells would happen. The summer between 5th and 6th grade was horrible because any test under the sun, I had it done to try to figure out what was happening. And finally, the doctor goes, does anyone in your family have epilepsy? And Mom goes, well, my sister does. And they're like, let's test her for epilepsy because at this point, we have no idea. It was off the charts. So that was in between my 5th and 6th grade year, and my 6th grade was really weird. It can be genetic, but it doesn't have to necessarily be genetic. It just happened to be where, like, it was something like they were looking for anything because they could not figure it out. I had to do the old style diabetes test where you had to drink that bottle of sugar syrup soda stuff and then get your blood drawn and pee in a cup multiple times a day. And actually, one of the nurses got fired that was doing my diabetes check. She had one of her daughters was in my class, and she went home. Like, I hate needles. I freak out, cry. I will admit it. And she went home and told her daughter. And because her daughter started teasing me about it at the swimming pool. And I went home and I said, Mom, the nurse's daughter who did some of my blood draws was talking to me about my diabetes test and was making fun of me at the pool. HIPAA violation.
Yep.
So she got fired. So,
oh yeah, I'm using all that ColourPop and using these two colors right here to kind of
contour.
Put in some shadow and contouring, yeah.
So,
and then I also used my Too Faced Diamond this to do a little bit of highlights.
But 6th grade was fun. I had a couple of grand mal seizures in 6th grade because they were still trying to get all my medication and stuff, leveled out. And one of my 6th grade teachers, she's retired now, and she substitutes sometimes, and she was subbing in the classroom that I'm a parent in, and I looked at her and said, I said her name, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. And she kind of looks at me funny and goes, for what? And I'm like, well, when I was in 6th grade, and I was having lots of issues trying to get my medication balanced, and I feel really bad about that's been really hard for you to deal with. And she goes, you were a kid dealing with a medical issue. You were fine. I felt bad about it. Because there were times where I literally had to leave the room because and even to this, I don't have diabetes because I am checked every 6 months because it runs really rampant on my mom's side. It's on my dad has it, my great aunt has it, on my dad's side. On my mom's side, my uncle has it. A couple of my nieces are really bad type 1 diabetics. So I'm checked every 6 months now.
So I used the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner and lipstick, and then topped it off with Too Faced lip injection gloss, which plumps your lips.
So I have a diabetes check every 6 months. Ugh, I need to make an appointment to get that done again. But it was just crazy. And then then I think I was okay up until like my junior year. And I had a pretty bad one. Now, back then, you just had to report it to the state and your doctor made the decision. Like, typically, you had to go in and get an evaluation, and they had to submit paperwork, like saying, no, it was like a one-time thing. Like, it's like her hormones are a little out of whack, so it caused a seizure. Now it's a 5-year wait. I would have not liked to not drive my senior year. Just saying.
I'm trying to decide if I'm done or not.
Are you gonna do your lips?
Well, I did.
Okay.
I did them in like
It just blends in with your red.
well, it's a different shade. I probably should have gone darker. I think I will actually. I'm going to use the paint pod for it because I don't have this shade of a darker shade of lipstick with me. You should see how it looks when you have your lips pushed together. This is hard to transfer over for whatever reason. Yeah, I think the dark looks better. And then I can gloss it. That's probably why it was hard to put on, because I already had gloss on.
Probably.
Like that?
Yes, it kind of differentiates now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Densko, remember that these aren't supposed to be exactly replicas. These are inspired by looks.
Yeah, that's why this side doesn't have an opening. But I do think I want to touch up that red a little bit.
That red almost reminds me of like the red for that Scarlet one.
Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, that one. That's the Olsen twin sister one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one.
Thank you. I guess I'm done. I do need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
And put these lids on all this stuff.
Downscale says, can I screenshot you and share your link around? I'm sure there's many people that love Deadpool and would love to see it.
Yeah, sure. Do you follow me on Instagram, Downscale? I post all sorts of reels, short videos and stuff with my makeup
She
on.
posts a ton of pictures and reels on her Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I will link your Instagram in the chat.
All right. I am going to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be
Okay.
right back. You can say what I have coming up if you know.
I have no idea what you've got coming up.
Nothing. I don't even have a video that's scheduled.
Downscale, that's the best place like to link because she does so many reels and photos on there. And give her 30 minutes to an hour and she'll have some photos up after we end the stream. Talk about what I have coming up. What do you have coming up? Nothing. Oh, okay, pretty much. Christy has makeup looks. Christy has a channel here that you're on called Christy Corner. Christy does tons of reels and photos. Even like sometimes she does makeup looks when we're not live streaming, or she'll do a makeup look on someone. Like sometimes she'll come hang out on a live stream of mine and do a makeup look. So always be watching for more photos and reels and on her on Clapper and TikTok and Instagram. Did I get it all?
Thanks, Lena.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm like, did I get it all?
Probably. I literally have no videos scheduled right now.
I said that you do lots of makeup looks and reels and photos.
Yep. I do have 4 videos recorded and edited. I just don't have them scheduled or anything.
Same pretty tango. Thanks, Downscale. I did my best.
Well, yeah, just share it out and thank you. I'm glad I got to keep my eye makeup.
My next live stream will be on May 26th at 8 a.m. It is the official first live stream of summer vacation.
Because I'm not monetized. I don't have enough watched hours to be monetized.
So let's get Christy monetized.
Oh, that's going to be hard. I'm down to 42%. I was at 75. People just stop watching.
Let's see. What am I at? I'm at about half. I'm a little under half of watch hours. I have 1,889 and I need 4,000.
So it's weird because my videos don't always do great, but my shorts do really good usually. And it's all the shorts are under 60 seconds, so it's hard to get that. I mean, it does count towards watched hours now, but it's hard to get it up there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could do that line across the neck. The black line across. I don't think I will though. You think
I like it how it looks now. The black line would like make it look like a 90s choker.
That's true. Oh yeah, I meant to check. I'll show you what clapper is. Totally sounds like a disease.
Do you like just put your
See the yellow thumbs up or the orange thumbs up thumbs
Okay,
up?
that is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was it or not.
And this is my page there. I'm at 2.4K.
Can you get monetized on there?
3,000.
At 3,000?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like save them from TikTok and just upload them that way?
Yep.
So they have the little TikTok symbol on them?
No, they won't. You can't use it that way. So I can show you how to do that. In order to okay, I'm on my TikTok. And if you go into your drafts or before you go to post your video, let's just pick a random one. So when you're over here, if you click on it, and then click on this little square up at the top, it gets rid of all the signs and stuff. And then you can screen record and then trim the sides. And that way you can reuse it on your other social medias.
Okay. It's both downscale. You need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
I do have a PayPal linked in the description below because I've had people ask, but nobody's ever used it. It's there. And I don't advertise it unless somebody asks. But I also don't go live as much as most people do. So not a whole lot of people ask. Well, you said what we both have coming up. I don't have anything else. Downscale's always good chatting with you. And thank you for coming on, Lena. 4,000 watch hours over how long? It's a rolling year. So every day, like if you had say 500 hours today a year ago, it would fall off at the end of today. So it's a rolling year, 4,000 watch hours. That's how come I went from 75% to 42%. I had something that went really big a year ago and then it dropped off. And that's how it went. So again, thanks for hanging out, Lena. Thanks for hanging out, everybody that came in the chat. And we will see you next time.
Bye.